Welcome, hello, happy Wednesday, or whatever day it is when you get around to watching this, if you're not with me right now. Been here every day this week trying to change up what we're doing a little bit and put the focus on something different each day. So we did some hips on Monday, we did a nice shoulder sequence yesterday. Today we're going to focus on the core and take a different look at all of the perspectives that we can find when we're talking about core work, right? And so don't worry, it's not going to be complete and total abs for for the whole time. It will probably do, honestly, closer to about 30-35 minutes today, because core work is intense, and so you don't need quite as long of a practice. But the best thing to keep in mind when we're focusing on the core, on the center of the body, is that most of the time we forget, or we get inundated with this notion that core is just your abs, right? That it's all about this like six-pack abby stuff. Totally untrue. Your abdominals, of course, are part of your core, yes, but they're not the only part of your core. Essentially, if you know where your solar plexus is, right here where your rib cage comes together, everything from your ribs connecting at that solar plexus spot down to your kneecaps. From there to there, 360 degrees around your body. So we're talking about quads, glutes, lumbar spine, low back, low abdominals, side bodies, obliques, intercostals, all kinds of things are really considered to be the core of your body. So you'll see things that you might not maybe think, oh yeah, I guess that is core work today, and hopefully you'll enjoy yourself a little bit. We will put a little bit of just straight abs in there too, for those of you who just love the straight up ab work, but we'll take our time and save that for the end, for the big finale. So go ahead and grab what you need to be ready and comfortable. You might want a little water. This one tends to be a little bit more on the intense side. And on that same note, if you're not up for the intensity today, modify. You know, you can take these movements and postures as often as you want them, or leave them when you don't. I will give you some modifications for a few things that we're going to do, but otherwise you're going to have to trust your body and know what you need. Don't worry too much about, you know, hitting every single moment of this practice, because there's no expectation from me, right? So don't give yourself a bunch of expectations to live up to that you don't need to put that in your day, right? Just take it as it comes, enjoy yourself, have a little bit of fun. We're going to start in child's pose, drop the chest down, take a few moments to just breathe here. Let your hips start to relax back towards your heels. Good. And if your forehead makes it all the way down to the mat, just give it a gentle rock side to side. I highly recommend you put some music on that makes you happy and tends to invigorate you and get you moving. I wish I could do that for you, but I can't. So take your time. Soften back into your hips even more. Try to leave a little space there in your low belly. Feel your low back open up and relax. And then begin to feel the movement of your breath, rising and falling here. Just going to shift my weight around a little bit. Take some tension out of the knees. There you go. And when you've settled into a good, comfortable child's pose, then remind yourself that this is the best place to come anytime you need to, anytime you want to slow down, anytime you want to find your breath. Anytime you want to reset your focus, your intention, whatever it is that brought you onto your mat, whatever it is you're dedicated to today. Let's just do 3 more. Great big exhales here. One last time. Full breath in. Deep exhale out. All right, come on up. Take it to the hands and knees. Meet me here in tabletop pose. So palms pressing down, shoulders right over the wrists. Bring the knees in underneath your frontal hip bones. That's different than your outside hips, right? So a little bit shorter stance than you might think. And then if you want to move through some cats and cows, or just kind of shift your hips and shoulders around a little bit to help you settle into your body. Get things loosened up a tad. You roll out any tension that you feel in the neck, the jaw. Let your head move around a little bit. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to start right off the bat here, jumping straight into it with some spinal balance work. So right hand reaches forward. Keep your gaze down. We don't need to look up here. That's just hard on the neck. We want one straight line of energy from the crown of your head through your tailbone. And then left toes go back, and now the fingers and toes are just an extension of that energetic line. So keep it long and strong. Pull the low belly muscles up and in. Everything behind and below your navel lifts and squeezes. And then see if you can bring your thumb and your heel a little higher until you feel the backside of your body kick in. Right about there. Just hold it with me. First 5 breaths. All we're going to do is breathe and focus on maintaining this shape. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now exhale, elbow and the knee come together, round your back, find that familiar cat shape and hold your elbow and your knee together. Keep lifting your thigh up and into your low belly. We're here again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach out. Now lift your thumb and heel high, keep the gaze down. 5 singles, exhale, squeeze. There's 1. Inhale, reach out. Really good way to warm everything up here. 2, breathe in. Squeeze it out. 3. The connection to the breath is really what makes the difference. 4. 1 more. 5. Inhale, come out, up, and now we'll go all the way around and see if we can find a foot back there. If you can't, it's no big deal. If you do, give that foot a little kick up. Look over to your right. Stretch out those lower abdominals. Little bit of an opener for the quads there as well. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hands and knees to the ground. This is your opportunity, again, to just loosen up the back. Shake it out a little bit. Lose a layer if you need to. I don't know about you, but those spinal balances warm up my body really quickly. So it's a good sign that it's an effective exercise. When you're ready to start the other side, meet me in tabletop. Left hand reaches forward, right toes go back. We're gonna hold and breathe. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. You don't know what that means, and no one's ever explained it to you. We're talking about energetic locks and lifts. So this is the feeling, the idea that you can really maintain and hold that energy in your low belly. Mula Bandha, the root lock muscles. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together even though they're apart. 2, 1. Elbow and the knee come together, round the back, hold the squeeze, lift that thigh up and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach out and up. Inhale. Lift your thumb and your heel high. Make it count. Exhale. Squeeze all the way in. There's 1. 2. 3. I'm keeping my eyes down on the mat. 4, so that I'm not tempted to add a bunch of strain in the neck. 5. Inhale, go up and all the way around. See if you can find that foot. If you do, give it a little kick. Peel your left shoulder open. Pull your low belly in. Push the ground away with your right hand and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Takes you back to hands and knees. And one more time. Get a little bit of freestyle movement in here. Maybe you just want to stretch the wrists out for a second. Shake out anything that needs to go. And then we're off. Come on back around. Meet me in your first downward facing dog when you're ready. Hips up high, heels down low. Heart gets a little push back towards your thighs. 3 big exhales. 2, and 1. Take it out to high plank for me. Now you can just stay right here. If you want to, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do any planking, you just stay in down dog. We'll hold this one for 5, 4, extend through your heels, reach through the crown of your head. Body is one nice long line. 2, and 1. To modify, you'll drop your left knee. Otherwise, roll everything to the left. Stack it up side plank now, opening to the right. Shavasana, breathe. 1, 2. You're going to hear this 5 count a lot today. 3. The nice thing is the counting reminds you to breathe. 2 more exhales. 4, and 5. Through the middle, optional vinyasa if you want it. Chaturanga, up dog, cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, deep breath out. Take it back to your plank. Hold it here. If you needed to modify, you could always put your knees down. Otherwise, try to keep that extension, crown of the head to the bottoms of the feet for 3, 2, 1. Either drop the right knee or roll and stack. Hips and heels to the right and open to the left, pushing the ground away. 5, 4, 3. You are still long and strong, even in side plank. No lazy hips here, right? Push them up. 2, 1. Back to the middle. You can skip the vinyasa or take it through. Either way, you're going to end up in downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. Gaze forward on the next breath in. Let's step it, hop it, or softly walk it to the top of the mat and lengthen. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, bring it up to Utkatasana. Set the hips back and down, and then drop in there a little bit lower, and now just squeeze everything in. Keep breathing. 4. Utkatasana, great core pose, right? Because you're really having to work to maintain this shape. 3, you can feel the creases of the hips warming up, the low back is working, the abs are working, obliques and intercostals right here along the sides of the body are working. 2, and 1. Go ahead, stand all the way up on your inhale, stretch out. I'm going to back up just a tad. And then take your hands into your heart and just pause right here. Slow the breathing down. Find a moment to go back, reconnect to the present. Clear some space in your mind. All right, next time your eyes open up, we're just going to take a big step open to the right. So my Ashtanga friends out there, we do this all the time, right? We're just going to open up, step, and then let's take all 10 toes around to face the right edge of your mat. Put your hands on your hips and lengthen up with me here. Breathe in. Exhale, big dive down over the creases of the hips, and hands find the mat on the exhalation. Half lift. Really pull those low abdominals in. Exhale, fold again. Once more, inhale, lengthen. Listen, turn the toes out. Bring the heels in. drop the hips down, and let's get into a nice big squat here. So first few moments in this squat, I want you to just work it out. Rock it out. Shift the weight between your feet. Let your hips slowly loosen up so that they drop down pretty nice and deep. You feeling good about that? The option here to modify this next part would be to just keep your hands right here on your hips and breathe through a squat. Otherwise, you're going to take your hands up behind your head. All 10 fingertips resting there, elbows out wide, prisoner style. And on your exhalation, lean to the right. Right elbow comes all the way down to tap the right knee or thigh. Inhale up and exhale to the left. Inhale through center and exhale. Don't lift up out of that squat. Exhale left. That's 2 done. We're doing 3 more. 3 to the right. Squeeze. 3 to the left. Ula bandha, Uddiyana bandha. Tilt it left or right, pardon me. And left again. 1 more time. Don't lift up. Go right. Inhale. Left. Oh, God. Through center. Come on up. Straighten out the legs. Take a little breather. Hands around behind your back. And open up the chest. Interlace the fingers there if you'd like. And then drop back down into your squat. Hands are going to stay behind your back here. Fingers are interlaced right at my tailbone. Kind of a funky little awkward stance. Lift your right heel. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the right heel down. Lift the left heel. Chest up. Belly button in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left heel down. Both heels up. Stay low. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down. Straight legs. Hands come back to the hips as you turn your toes forward. Stretch out the front of the body and dive down on the breath out. Hands find the ground. Inhale, lengthen halfway again. Now listen close. I'm going to take a little step back here just because I don't have a lot of room in front of me, and if that's the case for you, you can do the same thing. We're going to keep our feet wide in this stance, but we're going to walk our hands out until we find a plank position. So I might have to step back even more just to stay in frame for you guys. We're going to walk it all the way out until we're in a plank. No hips up here, no hips down here. This is as planked as we were a few moments ago. It's just that our feet are really wide. All right, pushing the ground away, breathing deep. First 5, we're just holding. Maintain the shape and breathe. That's your only job. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand lifts if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't twist your hips. 1. Switch. Left hand lifts. 5, 4. Push through your heels. 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, right hand and left foot if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Left hand and right foot if you can. Here it is. Last 5. Do your best. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk those hands back in until you end up all the way back in Prasarita, forward fold. Shake out the head, the neck, the shoulders, loosen up. Good. One more time, half lift and lengthen, reset. Right there, strong through the core, strong through the low back. Walk it around to the front, pivot and drop into a nice deep lunge. Good. Now you can go as deep with this as you want. If you want to come down into runner's lunge, you can. If you just want to stay right here in that lower kneeling version, or maybe bring your chest up, I'll let you decide. 5 breaths to open up the hips. Slow the breathing. 2, 1. You're going to come back up to your hands if you're not there already. Tuck the back toes and lift that knee. Shift your weight into your front foot and come into a little standing split with me. Yeah. Now you don't have to lift your leg very high. As a matter of fact, I prefer that you don't. Turn your right toes down toward the ground. Hold the split. And then inhale, look forward. All right, I'll show you the full move first and then I'll show you the modification. On the exhale, you're gonna pull your right knee as close to your chest as possible. If you need to lift your left heel, no problem. If you can do it without lifting your left heel, great. And you're gonna try to sneak that leg all the way through. I always give the reference here to any of you 70s kids out there, 80s kids even. If you were roller skaters, they used to call this move, shoot that duck. And you'd reach out and you'd find your foot and you'd skate like that. You don't have to find your foot. You're just gonna practice pulling through and then pulling back out, trying not to get your foot stuck. So you really have to use your core there. Sneak it through. Good, and sneak it back out. Modification, if you can't do that, no problem. Just pull your knee in, get really close, almost as if maybe you were gonna kneel down on that right shin and then kick back up. Okay, so we're on 3. Let's do 2 more. If you really get a little cocky here, you can take your hands up and try to get a little toe stand in there. That's tough stuff, I'll warn you. One more time. Pull it through. Oh, God. Bring it back up. Nice. Hold that standing split for 1 good breath, and then set your feet down side by side. You're at the top of the mat. We'll exhale, fold. Reverse and rise. Bring it all the way up. Sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay? We're going to do the same thing around in a circle again. This time we'll open to the left. So take a big step. Open to the left side. Arms can swing out. Hands can come behind if you want to take a little shoulder stretch here. Open up. Dive it all the way down. Maybe hold that chest expansion for a moment or 2. All right, hands down. Toes turn out. As you half lift, you find that foot position and then drop the hips down and again. Bring your hands up here and work yourself into it. It's a really deep version of goddess pose, yogi squat, whatever you like to call this. Work on bringing your chest up. Right, so we don't want any booties way out here, and we don't want to be too far up in the posture so that the knees are coming way in. We want knees out as best we can. Starting from that position. Bring your hands to your heart. All right, this time we're going to take some little pulses in a squat here, and as you pulse and lift up, I want you to squeeze your glutes, right? And keep that squeeze going. So 10, squeeze, 9, good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, navel's in, 3, 2, 1. Now make it a bigger squat, down and all the way up. 2, all the way up and squeeze. 3, just like that. 4, squeeze up. 5, good. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 more, back down, hold and pulse again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten out your legs for a moment. Keep the toes turned out. We're going to go back in there one more time. I know. If you need to open up the chest, the hip flexors, the belly for a second, do it. And then let's just get it over with. We're going to go back in one more time. Deep squat. Hands come back up here. Last time we went side to side. This time we're going to cross over. Left elbow to right knee. Inhale through center. Right to left. Really challenge yourself to get all the way over there and touch if you can. That's what's going to make the difference. 2, 3, 3. Good. Keep breathing. 3 to the left. 2 more, 2 more. 4. 1 more time. Cross all the way over. Try not to lift up. All the way to the left. Inhale through. Straighten out the legs. Now you can turn those toes forward. Take maybe a little bit bigger back bend here. Hands on your hips, your glutes, or even the backs of your thighs. And then slowly dive it back down to the ground. Give yourself a moment to just get some fresh blood to your brain. You stay where you're at. I'm going to take a big hop back because we're one more time going to come out and find that wide leg plank. Feet are wide. Good. Hips are not down here and they're not up here. They're right here. I have no idea what that weird green flashing thing is on my screen. Hopefully it's not driving anybody crazy. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Right foot steps over to the left. Center. Both feet come in. Right, left, left, right, left, right. So it's just 3 parts. You're just walking those feet just like that. Keep going. If you really want to get after it today, you could turn this into some plank jacks. Those are a little bit much for some of us. So you do what you can do. Just stepping the feet. 1 step is fine as well. Or if you like that kind of 3-part step, keep it going. Couple more. 4. Oh God. 1 more time each side. When you get back to the middle, drop down to your knees for a second. Press back, take a little child's pose right there in the middle of your mat. Let it go. Okay. Shift your weight back up. Pop those feet back out where you found them. Walk it around to the front and slow, deep exhale into your lunge. Hold it right there for 5. You're pretty much there, kids. We got to finish up with that little core, or abs, I should say, finisher. We're going to do a little something for the backside body, and then you'll be in Shavasana before you know it. All right, come up through that lunge. Shift your weight into your front foot. We got to finish off here. Now remember, modification is just to pull the knee in as close as you can and swing it back up. Otherwise, you're going to pull through, kick out, and all the way back up. Good. 2. You'll find we usually have one side that's a little bit easier than the other. 3, 4, and again, if I have any Ashtanga friends and fans out there, this is a great exercise to practice if you want to think about how to jump through from down dog to a seat, right? Jumping through is definitely an exercise in core strength. After your 5th one, take it back up to your standing split for a moment, and then set your feet down side by side. Let's do a full vinyasa all the way up to the top. Inhale. Exhale right back down and fold. Half lift and lengthen. Step it, hop it, walk it back. Move it through. Option to plank is always there. Otherwise, high to low. Back to downward facing dog. Everybody shift your weight forward on your inhale. Good. And then come on down to your forearms with me. We're just going to forearm plank for 10. Push through your heels. Strong. Pull that belly up and in. 8. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower softly all the way down. Stretch your arms out in front of you for a second. Give your backside a little shake loose. And then bring your head down. All 10 fingertips behind the head again. Not pressing, just resting. Elbows are out. Feet can slide apart a little bit behind you. First 5, just the upper body lifts. Inhale. Just bring the chest up. Exhale down. Inhale. Working that tough part of the low back, right? 2, hard spot to tone up. 3, 4, 5. Exhale completely. Good. Now you can keep your hands there, or you can just open them out like wings, and now everything lifts for the last 5. Up and down. 1. Inhale, lift everything up as high as you can go, and then relax. 2, lift again, breathe up and release. Good. 4. Oh, that was 3. Ha ha. Here's 4. One more. And 5. Bring your 4 arms around and rest your forehead down in crocodile pose. Couple of big breaths. Okay, you have 3 sets of 10 when it comes to abs. Why not? You know what? Let's make it 20. Why the hell not? 3 sets of 20. And then we're done. Then we're in Shavasana. So you guys can just flip over onto your back. I'm going to flip sideways just so that you can see what we're doing. You can flip sideways too if you want. It's free country. Do what you want. Knees open, bottoms of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Hands can go behind your back or behind your head here, again in the same prisoner style position with the elbows out wide, or I like to go palms up toward the sky, straight arms. Shoulder blades come up off the ground and we start from there. It's just pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 again. If you want to lift your feet for these last 10, why not? 8, 7, 6, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Rest for a moment. Grab your outer thighs. Help your knees back together. Pick your feet up off the ground. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. Hands behind the head. And ride your bike. Side to side is 1, right? So left and right, there's 1. 2, drive through your feet. 3, really touch your elbow and your knee together. 4, it makes a difference. 5, shoulder blade off the mat. 6, 7, breathe. 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9. If you want to scissor arms and legs and get big with it, you can. It's up to you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. Relax for just a moment. Knees get a squeeze in. All right. Now we're going to burn it out with 20 leg lifts. Pointed toes or flexed feet. If you can't lower very far, that's okay. Just go as far as you can, or you can do knees out and in like this instead if that's better for you. I'm going to do mine with my head lifted off the ground because why not? But if you want to keep your head down or your hands at your sides or under your butt, you pick. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 2, breathe. Exhale up. 3, inhale, exhale up. 4, 5, 6, You're still squeezing your inner thighs together. 9, 10, up and down. 10, you want to add a little pop of the hips? Do it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down on the ground. If you need to take a little bridge pose and stretch out your hips, you sure can. Anything else that would feel good to you? Maybe just swishing those knees out a little bit. Quick little spinal twist or a happy baby. But that's it. That's all she wrote. So when the time comes and you're ready to just let your body rest, let's do a couple minutes of Shavasana here. You can sigh out a few deep breaths just to welcome back that natural rhythm of your breathing. Knowing that this time to rest your body is just as important as the time we spend working. You need to give your muscles and your body as a whole a little bit of time to absorb all that information that you just gave it pretty much non-stop. Of course, we went longer than we thought, because we always do, but it's a decent amount of time to be focused that intensely on your core. So if you do feel a little bit sore, it's to be expected. It's not the worst thing in the world to be aware that you took good care of your body, right? So think about it that way. Please make sure that if you would like to put a little bit more stretching on the end of this class, if you feel like you want to roll over and do some up dog or cobra just to stretch out your abdominals, especially those lower abs after that last leg lift sequence, might be not the worst idea ever. Or just stay right where you're at and keep resting for as long as you would like. I'm going to come up and just say thank you to everybody. I'll be back on tomorrow and Friday. I haven't quite decided what we're going to do, but I'll post it for you in the morning and get you excited about hopping on at noon. We're off on Saturday, and then Sunday 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. We'll do a little solstice class, and that's going to be a little bit more of a softer meditative style practice. So join me for any or all of that. Thank you so much. Again, I apologize. I don't know what if it's just on my end or everybody's end, but the flashing green strobe, I must have a poltergeist in my house or something. Fun. See you later. Namaste.